U.S.-Israel relations are at their lowest point in decades, although the two nations remain close military allies. The United States still provides almost $3 billion each year to beef up Israel's military capabilities. The latest rift came over Israeli plans to build 1,600 homes in largely Arab East Jerusalem, a move announced the day Vice President Joe Biden arrived in Israel to restart stalled peace talks. Could this political rift between the countries infect their strong military partnership? Here to tell us about the state of the relationship and where it's going is our Israel Bureau Chief, Barbara Opall-Rome, who's in town this week from Tel Aviv. Barbara, welcome back.
Well, thank you.
So how bad are relations right now, and what's the outlook for the future?
Politically, Vago, they are really at a low point, and it's not an exaggeration. I must say, as you mentioned, when Biden, the vice president, was in Israel, and this very ill-timed announcement by the Housing and Construction Ministry, I mean, the vice president's office sent out a statement, an official statement, that started out with the words, "We condemn." In 20-plus years covering the U.S.-Israel relationship, I have never seen those two words used together at such a high level. I had to look up and check the logo, that it did indeed come from the office of the vice president and not some interest group. We condemn. It's a very serious political, ideological, I might say, and even a bit of a personal lack of chemistry between the leader of the United States and the leader of the Israeli government.
And it's spilled over even to this visit, wasn't it? Wasn't Netanyahu supposed to visit the United States as be part of the summit?
Absolutely. It was manifest, in fact, last night. The Israeli embassy last night celebrated its 62nd Independence Day a week early. Why? Because Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister, was supposed to be part of the Obama-hosted summit. Netanyahu didn't come to Washington because he didn't have the answers that President Obama expected him to deliver. He did not want to be in town without having an audience with the president when King Abdullah and so many other leaders had private FaceTime with the president, and he was deathly concerned about being raked over the coals by Secretary of State Clinton. So he didn't come. He sent his Minister for Strategic Affairs. And meanwhile, the embassy sent out invitations to 600-plus guests to celebrate the Independence Day a week early.
Is this political dispute likely to spill over onto the military field, which is an area where the two countries remain very close?
Well, here I would hope that it wouldn't, and I don't expect it to, at least in the near term. First of all, we have to remember Congress. Congress, even with the Democratic leadership, before the midterm election where people are predicting a turnaround, changeover in leadership, the support for Israel is rock solid and continuing to grow. The mill-to-mill ties, again, business as usual and expanding in levels, some that we know about and we're reporting on constantly, and many that we don't, in many areas that are sub rosa that we cannot talk about. But I do not expect a near-term degradation of mill-to-mill ties.
Defense Secretary Gates has said, and the administration in general has said, that Iran is between 3 to 5 years away from having a bomb. Between 1 year and 5 years.
At least 1 year.
At least 1 year. Is that view shared in Israel, and has Israel pretty much decided that it is going to bomb Iran? The timing is just when at this point?
Let's put it this way. There is a wide consensus that the Obama approach, even the parallel approach of extending an outreach, extending diplomacy in parallel to biting sanctions, it's almost unanimous that there's no confidence in Israel that this will work. The military has had plans on the table or in the shelf, depending on the plans are there. They're being constantly refined. There is a question there isn't a green light. There is still debate. There is a high confidence level in the military that it can be done, even without active U.S. support and coordination.
Barbara, sadly, that's all the time we've got for today. You're welcome back anytime. Coming up with my notebook, A Novel Approach to Fighting Piracy.